Hey guys, what's happening? Aldi Simone here with my friend Joe Trimboli. Did I say that right, Joe?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
And
If we're friends.
yeah, just wanted to touch base with you guys. I'm sure a lot of people are having a lot of questions, concerns, emotions about what's happening in the market these days around the world. So I thought I could connect with someone I know that's very knowledgeable. We've seen a lot of activity and movement and changes in the mortgage scene. So I wanted to just kind of talk to the specialist here, Joe, and let you guys kind of understand what we're going through from what we understand. We might not have all the answers, but we can provide the insight we have. So welcome, Joe. Thanks for being here.
Thanks, Al.
Yeah, no problem. So Joe, tell me, busy Monday for you. What are things? What's the climate looking like on the mortgage scene? What's the most recent news? How are things looking? What's the day-to-day like?
We're getting a lot of inquiries, obviously, people asking questions. We're still collecting facts. I don't like to share any information until I know what the reality is. I think a lot of people post things just in an attempt to get people coming through the door, so to speak. So right now we've got the president of Mortgage Center, Rich Spence. He's going to be meeting with the heads of all the big lenders over the next couple of days and really getting clear on what this deferral mortgage payment looks like what are the options, what questions will people be asked, what qualifies somebody for deferring mortgage payments. I think what I'm noticing is that people misunderstood and rightfully, I mean, it's not the consumer's fault. I think governments and media are very quick to start reporting on things without really having a clear picture and delivering the message clearly. So people started to believe that they can just skip mortgage payments, that these payments would be forgiven for up to 6 months, that it's almost like an automatic thing. So I think the best thing we can do today, Al, is let people know that that's not the case. If you do qualify after having proven some sort of hardship or that you've been affected negatively and you're not going to be able to make these mortgage payments and you need some type of relief, once the bank or the lender that you're with, I guess, deems you to be, yes, qualified to defer your payments, you will still be responsible for those payments. And even these banks at this point don't know what that looks like exactly.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, like, is it like a lump sum or how does that?
Yeah, so I think, truthfully, what's going to happen is those 6 months worth of payments, interest will still be charged monthly.
Sure.
Some lenders are saying that they will charge the interest and you're going to be responsible for the interest payment over the next 6 months. Others are saying they're going to defer the full 6 months payments. And then when payments resume, your payment is going to increase to make up the shortfall of those 6 months. So they could go up by $500 a month. So not really a solution that I would suggest run to. I mean, obviously, if you want to call the bank, the lines are just crazy. So unless you're really in need of, try to leave those lines open for those that really need it. I think, if I'm going to speculate at this point and take my best guess at the best solution, if you've got a line of credit, use that. It'll probably be cheaper and easier to manage in the end. But we'll make sure that Al has the information to share as we learn more. But you're not being forgiven 6 months of payments. Landlords, that's one of my big questions as well. They came out, they were so quick to say that tenants will not be evicted no matter what, but they didn't really give us any context. So these tenants might think that their landlords don't have to make mortgage payments, and so they don't have to pay rent, but landlords are responsible for mortgage payments like everybody else's. Those payments won't be forgiven, so it's still money that they owe. So, who's going to get the relief? Who's going to get the help? Is tenant going to get help to pay their rent, or is the landlord going to get the relief and be able to defer? So a lot of questions still. I think people just need to stay calm and cool and kind of see what's happening, keep things in perspective.
Yeah, wait it out and see what's happening. No, it is interesting. You made a good point where, like, the powers that be, the authorities will tell us what we want to hear, but then we have to kind of sit back and wait for them to almost figure it out. and
Yeah.
how we're going to implement things. I mean, you can't blame them for being more reactive than proactive when we're dealing with a situation like this, but trying times, concerning times to say the least. And what can you, like, we had a conversation a couple days ago about where we see interest rates going. Maybe you can kind of clear the air a little bit on what's happening with prime, what's happening with mortgage lending, where you kind of see things going.
Yeah, so there's been a lot of confusion around rates. Obviously, the message has been that rates have come down. I'm still seeing headlines, rates are coming down, and that's true. The overnight lending rate has come down. The overnight lending rate is tied to prime rate, which is a very short-term sort of effect. And we saw that move down by a full percentage point within 10 days last week. So, the first move was a half a point down from 3.95 to 3.45. And then last Friday, a surprise move again from 3.45 to 2.95. So the perception is that rates have come down, or mortgage rates have come down, and that's not true unless you're in a variable or in a line of credit. Prime rate is directly tied to, the overnight lending rate is directly tied to prime rate. Prime rate is what dictates the percentage that you're paying on your variable rate mortgage, lines of credits, credit cards. So unless you have a variable rate mortgage, it's not true that the rates come down. But if you are, then you're enjoying a full percentage point discount. But for those that are in a fixed rate mortgage, nothing has changed. For those that are looking to break their mortgage to get a new mortgage at these supposed lower rates, the cost of funds are going up. It's more expensive for a bank to fund a mortgage today than it's been. And that has to do with the bond market. And all signs are pointing to rates having to go up in that area. So I think, Scotia's already come out and announced the 25 or 30 basis points increase to mortgage rates. They did that last week as well. So we've already seen lenders increase mortgage rates last week, and we're seeing more follow suit with some more increases now. And I think that's going to be pretty much the scope of things for a little while. As cost of funds and concerns in the marketplace, cost of bonds and stuff continue to rise, I think we'll see more fixed mortgage rates continue to rise.
Awesome. That's super helpful, man. Like, being someone in the business, the last couple of weeks certainly haven't been the status quo, to say the least. And, I'm sure a lot of people on the outside looking in are thinking, there's a lot of people that are thinking about tapping into some equity, possibly selling their home. What do I do with my investment properties? So, as our kind of quarantine and isolation continues on, Joe and I will do our best when relevant and when we can think of something that's worth sharing. We'll reach out to everyone out there, share some intel as we can. Just reminding everyone to stay in touch, check up on your elders. Lots of love to everyone out there going through this. And Joe, thanks for the time. Much appreciated. Stay productive, everyone. Stay positive. And we'll see you on the other side, yeah?
Yeah. Thanks, Al. Thanks for letting me do this. And all the best, everybody. Stay safe, stay healthy.
All right, guys. Take it easy. Ciao.